Most traders think the way to become rich in trading is turning one small account into millions. That's why they overleverage. That's why they revenge trade. That's why they blow account after account after account. But the traders quietly making six figures from prop firms, they play a completely different game. They don't try to get rich from one account. They build an empire of funded accounts, step by step. And the scary part, almost nobody talks about this roadmap. Because it's not flashy, it's slow, calculated, boring sometimes, but it works. And if you understand this strategy, you might stop gambling forever. Most traders start with a $5,000 challenge account, and immediately they make the biggest mistake possible. They try to pass in 2 days, massive lot sizes, emotional trades, no patience, because in their mind, passing fast means success. But real funded traders think differently. Before they even buy a challenge, their strategy is already tested. Not, I saw it on TikTok tested. Real backtesting, hundreds of trades, different market conditions, clear risk management. Because without data, your confidence disappears after 2 losses. And when confidence disappears, discipline dies with it. That's why the first step isn't buying a funded account. It's building a strategy you trust enough to survive drawdown with. Because this journey to $2 million funding isn't about excitement. It's about survival. So let's say you finally pass your first $5,000 account. This is where most traders destroy everything. They finally get funded, then start risking like crazy trying to scale fast. But smart traders do the opposite. They slow down. Instead of chasing 20% returns, they target something boring, just 2% per month. That's it. And most people hearing this will laugh, only 2%? But this is where the psychology changes, because now you stop trading to feel excitement and start trading like a business owner. On a $5,000 account, 2% isn't life-changing, but the payout isn't the goal. The system is. So after getting paid, you use that payout to buy the next challenge, a $10,000 account. Now here's the important part most traders miss. You do not abandon the first account. You keep trading it carefully, still aiming for small, consistent returns, because your first funded account becomes the engine that finances your expansion, not your personal ATM. Now imagine this process repeating. You pass the $10 account, then the $25K, then the $50K, then the $100K, and eventually $200K, $400K. Some firms even allow multiple funded accounts. So instead of trying to become rich from one account, you slowly build an entire network of capital. And suddenly your mindset changes completely. One loss no longer feels like death because your income isn't dependent on one trade anymore. You stop forcing setups. You stop staring at charts all day. You stop behaving like a desperate trader because desperate traders blow accounts. Structured traders scale them. But here's the truth. This roadmap sounds easy until real emotions appear. Because somewhere during this process, you'll experience a losing streak, a failed challenge, a payout delay, maybe even months where nothing works. And this is where most traders quit, not because their strategy failed, but because emotionally, they couldn't handle slow progress. They wanted fast money. The market punishes people who need money too badly. That's why patience becomes a competitive advantage. The trader who survives usually beats the trader who rushes. And eventually, something strange happens. You wake up one day and realize you're managing hundreds of thousands in funding, not because of one lucky trade, not because of one signal group, but because you followed a system most people were too impatient to follow. Small risk, consistent payouts, scaling slowly, protecting capital, repeating the process again and again and again until the numbers become massive. That's how traders reach $1 million, $2 million, sometimes even more in prop firm funding.